Hi, this is János, it's Real World Audio. Is it recording? Yes, it is. Imagine you would never guess what happened. I just recorded a 35-minute long video, and when it was done, then I learned that the lapel microphone's battery pack cover opened up. It just split open, and at the very beginning of the recording, and all the video ended up just kind of like that, so that you can hear. So it's absolutely fantastic. I am really well, not thrilled at all, but anyway, as they say, the second time is the best time. But now I think I will make a much shorter and much more condensed version of what I wanted to share. And basically what I wanted to share was about a comment that I received, a very kind comment about me commenting on natural sound, that solid state gear don't have natural sound. And he said that he begs to differ, like Nelson Pass Class A gear, especially with speakers like the Sibelius, they can offer natural sound. And my answer to, and he also said that just please, like, be very careful about generalizations, and my answer to that is, first of all, thank you for your kind comment, and it's really important what you shared here. What is that we really have to be really mindful of our frame of reference, and me, I have this confession to you. I think I have made this confession in at least dozens of videos, but of course, those of you watching my videos, there's a very little chance that you have seen those few dozen videos out of the 1,000 more. There's like 1% chance you have seen it, even if you, whatever. So anyway, that's why it's important that I mention it again, that whatever I'm saying is my subjective opinion, my subjective idea. I'm not filtering anything that I'm saying. I say it the way I feel it and the way I see it. And of course, the way I see things can and does change over time. So even my message, not just to you but to myself, is that don't take me like I'm sharing the 10 commandments here. What I share is the summary of my experiences and how I view things based on the light of those experiences. And I have certain criteria that I observe when talking about things, and during the course of my videos I try to share more and more of that aspect, of that viewpoint where I'm coming from. And I know a lot of my videos may sound like a lot of babbling, but unfortunately that's the nature of communication, is that I cannot just make a list and go through that and that's done. So if you have a question, then even if there's a perfect answer for the question, it will not be the answer you are looking for. Because in 99% of the cases, what you need, you don't even know what you need. And the question you ask is about something that you assume will be your solution. But usually in reality, when I observe our route, my route and my friend's route through the audio worlds and experiences, that what we think at one point as a solution will turn out to be something almost irrelevant to what we are looking for. And that's my, and because everyone is looking for something different, the equipment types are just so diverse, and each year by year they are getting even more discombobulatingly, mind-bogglingly more complicated. So actually in our current world, with the exploding number of companies and gear count, it is not easier to put together a good sounding system. It's becoming harder and harder. So now, despite the amazing progress that we have seen in technology, and the number of selections that you can choose from, and the diverse price ranges we can choose from, it is much harder today to put together a system that will satisfy you on the long term. And now you need more expertise to do that than what you did like 20 years ago. And yep, so I think that's why I made this video, that always be mindful that whatever anyone is saying on and sharing on YouTube or on magazine, brochures, advertisements, or like an engineer sharing his stories, those are their personal observation. Even if it's been written down, printed in 1 million copies, it's still someone's personal observation of how he sees the world, what he perceives as a fact for him, which might not be a fact for you. It is very rarely, if ever, happening that two persons' viewpoints match. Just get together 10 friends and listen, have them listen to the exact same system. They will have 10 different impressions from the exact same event. So in this world, do not accept anyone's advice or anyone's written word as an ultimate truth written in a clay tablet. And don't be upset when someone shares their point of view, because it's their point of view. Even if you find that that point of view is different from yours. I think how I go on about my audio journey is that when I hear people expressing a different point of view than mine, especially like a diametrically opposite point of view, actually for me that works as a turn on, as a spark. Okay, what's happening here? Because for me that is the spark to have a big learning experience. Okay, there's such a big disconnect here that either I am mistaken about something or I have a big opportunity to learn something new, something really big. And I think in this case, the learning opportunity that I suspect for the majority of you who are watching this video is that my definition of natural sound is at a completely different level than that definition of those who are coming from playing around only with commercial gear. Once you start modifying gear, building your own, and figuring out that you can go so much beyond when you customize for yourself, when you can reach the synergy between the components and fine-tune that, then a whole new universe opens up before you that you never thought existed. And this is what my channel is about, is to set people to this path so that everyone becomes aware that a lot more can be achieved once we dig very deep into things. However, on the other hand, I think this comment was really worthwhile to have a look at, an in-depth look at it, is because it is really true. I find it true that Nelson Pass gear, especially, well, not just Nelson Pass, but Michael E. Audio or Conrad Johnson and probably Accuphase and maybe what else, and a lot of it can be, if you are matching it with the appropriate loudspeakers, cables, and sources that are natural sounding, they will really keep much more natural than the majority of the commercial gear, so much so that it will seem to you that they live on a completely different sphere of existence, with one sounding natural and the other sounding artificial. And once you get used to the Nelson Pass level, then you can step beyond that. And when you step beyond that and into the tube world, then when you have been living there for 10, 20 years, there's just no going back. I can't go back. And not because I am prejudiced or I have some concepts in my brain blocking me from accepting reality. No. When I listen to any audio gear, any and every, I never look at what the name is, what the brand is, what the price tag is. Is it tube? Is it solid state? Is it push-pull? Is it single-handed, DHT, or indirect heated tube? Or is it Class D or Class A, deep Class A, or just Class A1 or A2 or what else? I don't care. Is it like high efficiency speakers or just really tiny speakers with really high excursion cones? Is it a servo woofer, whatever? Is it high dampening, low dampening? I don't care. When I listen to something, I shut all of that out from my brain, and the only thing I'm looking at is Kintaro. Let me get Kintaro for you. Yeah, Kintaro. Okay. He wants to go out. Instead, he ends up being on the video. Say hi, Kintaro. Actually, he is now making his rounds. He's going out to the garden and checking on the inhabitants over there. Particularly, he is controlling the geckos. So he is the mighty overlord of the geckos in the garden. And yeah, that's right. He is. And he is also a keen observer of the bird life that we have outside. And from time to time we have really tiny, wonderful birds like Japanese green eyes who are nesting on one of our trees here in the garden. And yeah, he agrees. Yeah, he has seen them. And when the nest is there, he wants to go out every day and just look at the nest and just check out what's going on there. He wants to go out. I think he knows that I'm talking about the birds, and he's just getting even more anxious to go out. And of course, sometimes there are other cats. Actually, there's another young ginger male who comes from time to time, and at this nighttime he is really anxious to look at that ginger cat, because it's around this time that the ginger cat makes his rounds, and Kintaro wants to be sure that he just has control over the situation. So anyway, now I am totally clueless what I was talking about a moment before we were called to attention by Kintaro. So I think he can also tell us that when someone says something, it's just their personal view, and do not think any more than that. And just really be cautious and beware when you hear about overarching statements, and don't create a belief system about that. Just take them as what they are, milestones which can get you closer to your journey. In the case of Kintaro, closer to his journey to the garden. So I think now it's time to end the video. Kintaro, say hi. And maybe the camera. Okay, please focus on me. Maybe let my eyes. It wants to focus on the eyes, so it was focusing on my eyes. But now Kintaro is there. He is the star tonight, and he is going to become the star of the garden outside. Yes. So thank you for watching, and have an amazing night. And okay, we have to use the mouse to stop the recording. Now this is really exciting, right? Mouse. I just mentioned mouse. So have an amazing day, and let's look for mice. Bye bye.